And we're back here at GOMTV.net. Parting losing to Symbol in a pretty sick series, actually.
Yeah, 2-1 for Symbol.
Yeah.
Well played. And now, Tasis, we're going into Bomber against Flash.
Now, we got some interesting stuff to tell you guys about that we just found out.
Yeah.
Bomber thought that the patch, which was going to nerf the Hellbat, excuse me,
and make the Banshee better.
Right. Was going to be out today before this match started. So the builds he prepared for, I don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah, no, he has to change builds now. He's
tweeting about this right now. He's like, I don't know what to do now.
Yeah, he has to switch back to Hellbat-based builds. You know, it's just they are going to be superior right now. Whereas, you know, a build that he made that might involve Quick Cloak.
Yeah.
Well, that's not going to be very useful, is it, Tasteless?
No, it's not. And to make it all even worse, he's up against Flash, the best StarCraft 1 player of all time.
Yeah, who will probably just keep using Hellbats exactly the same way and probably practice that only.
So this is kind of a scary thing, and it's something that rarely happens in pro gaming history where some guy is prepared for the shift in how his race should operate, and then the patch doesn't come out. So I don't know what his plans are now. Does he just go back to his old builds?
Yeah, I think so.
Because that's not what he was practicing. That's not what he was preparing for.
That's true. That's true. But he's good at those other builds. They're going to be a little bit more powerful than what he had planned for after the patch. So we'll see how well he can do about it.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Flash has not quite made as big of a splash in StarCraft 2 as he has in StarCraft 1 yet.
Well, I think nobody has.
But I mean, you know, a lot of people expected when he switched that it was going to be like that. Boom, suddenly Flash, undisputed best player in StarCraft 2. Not quite there yet. So the farther and the deeper he gets in this tournament, it's a really big deal. Actually, just in esports history in general.
Yeah, like he actually needs a top 8. He needs a top 8. Like if he keeps falling on the round of 16, the hype will eventually go away, man.
Exactly. All right, so here is our first player, Bomber. This guy's at the point in time where he's almost old school now. Bomber's been around for a while.
Yeah, I mean, this guy has been playing since the beta.
And a lot like Symbol, we thought that this guy was going to be a champion of the GSL Code S.
That's true. He was someone way up there. Nowadays, I don't think so.
Yeah, nowadays...
I look at him, I'm like, you are never going to win the Code S. I am so sorry.
I feel like he's almost like a Tier 3 out of the best players here.
Okay.
Maybe to break him in Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3.
All right.
I feel like
a lot of people might disagree with you, but I think a lot of people might agree with you as well.
Yeah. You know, if he could come back like he was last year, you know,
well, it's a
put him in the
landscape.
tasteless Tier 2 then, but, you know, so far.
It's so much harder now. There's so many more great pros.
Maybe here's Flash, the undisputed best player from StarCraft 1. And if you've never seen any of Flash's games from StarCraft 1, you should definitely check them out.
Oh, certainly.
It is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
He basically just does not make any mistakes.
Yeah, just
does not miss any depots, does not improperly control his army. It just it's incredible.
Well, you know, his mechanics are pretty much there in StarCraft 2. He's so good at the macro and the attacking and just keeping everything going. But
did you see this video before he had switched? Like right before he was going to switch, his coach filmed him playing StarCraft 2.
Oh, really?
It starts out and they just have the StarCraft screen on, and you see somebody playing. It's like looking all perfect, and they start to zoom out.
No,
and you're like, oh my god, it's Flash. It was so sick.
Wow, that's really cool, actually. That's a hype builder right there.
That's a hype builder right there, man. Yeah, it was pretty epic.
Yeah.
And as you can see here with popularity for Flash in 97.
It's hard
I'm really disappointed it's not 100. This is not quite accurate. But
well, I guess no one is 100 then. Like I would like to see what they would give Jaedong, I guess, because he's really popular as well.
You're 100, Artosis.
Thanks.
Yeah. Bomber, and these stats, actually, I pretty much agree with all this.
Yeah, I love how offense 93, defense 94, macro 95 sounds about right.
It's kind of weird that they put strategy for Flash accurate 78.
Well, he does do the same thing over and over.
I guess he is a bit robotic, but I don't know. We just thought it would be a little bit higher than that.
Yeah.
So our first map is going to be Acheron Wastes. This is a map where, you know, if you're somebody who likes to play the econ game, you're going to be in good shape.
Yeah. You know, I think that we'll definitely see, if it gets past the early stages, mech here.
I think so.
If Bomber wants to really try to go Marine Tank against Flash's mech here, good for him. I can't wait to see it get blown up, you know? Like, it's just not This map, man, there's a lot of bases that you can take quite easily.
Now, do you think we're going to see both these guys hellbat dropping each other right away?
Yeah.
I think there's no way that can't happen.
Well, I think Flash, it's the only thing he does in TVT, really. He's just going to get up to hellbat drops very quickly and then start dropping hellbats. For Bomber, it's a little bit more up in the air. He was doing some other things last week. He doesn't only go hellbats, even though it's like funniest when he does it.
I'm almost wondering if Bomber will cheese in one of these games. 2 racks.
That would make a lot of sense.
It would make a lot of sense if he prepared for a patch that then did not come out today.
Yeah.
So
would make a lot of sense.
I would not be shocked to see that at all. And I would not be shocked to see Flash checking the map for that. It's interesting that Bomber actually broadcasted to the world today that he thought the patch was going to be out.
It's all right.
Because it almost tells your opponent, oh, he's not, whatever he prepared for,
he checked.
It's not going to happen.
Flash doesn't follow him on Twitter.
What?
Flash does not follow Bomber on Twitter, so no problem.
Is Flash on Twitter yet?
He is. Do you know, this is a true story, I have a screenshot of it. I am his 1,337th follower on Twitter.
Whoa, that is sick.
Yeah, I found it. It was at 1336. I'm like, no way. Screenshot, follow.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's so sick. All right, we're going to go into this TVT over here in the upper left. Let's see what he has prepared for us today. He is
Master Startail Bomber.
And in the bottom right, the greatest StarCraft 1 player of all time. He is
Master KT Roaster Flash.
So one thing we want to keep our eyes peeled for is any SCVs getting sent out to the middle of the map. You think we're going to have a Reaper opening here, Artosis? Already Mitosis?
While it's possible, I'm not feeling Reaper for these guys right now for some reason. Like, I think Flash doesn't really need to open Reaper. Like, his builds are so good, his macro is so good, his defense is so good that he doesn't really need that. I don't know how much he's going to gain out of it.
Yeah.
Whereas with Bomber, I think he has to do something more powerful than a Reaper opening.
A lot of this game will be decided with the first few Hellbat drops.
Yeah.
If you screw up with your SCV control, you can lose like a third of your workers.
Yeah.
Like very quickly.
So true.
And then what happens is if you lose that big chunk, let's say in the first drop that they have on you, you lose that. Then that means that you are so behind in resources that were coming in that you should have had that you don't have enough defense for the second drop. And it just starts to snowball, and then you just lose control of the game, and eventually your economy is so far behind the guys up, 2 more bases than you, and you lose.
Yeah. Well, looks like we're going to have a pretty fast expansion here from Bomber.
SCV chest bump there.
Yeah. Flash is grabbing his gas. Probably just going to go into a fast expansion and factory from there.
And we're going to have to wait and see where they're going to tech exactly. It looks like he should shut this, actually. What?
You know what? He wants him in. He says, come in. Come in, I want to kill you.
It's actually true. If he goes inside, he can actually close it and then kill him.
Yeah. It's a trap.
It's a trap.
You don't want to do that. All right, he'll get out of there.
All right. Again, it's basically to be expected that Hellbat drops are coming, but we have seen other strats used, but it's kind of the standard bread and butter.
I did like when we were seeing MVP against Innovation from the WCS Season Finals, where MVP was going for Hellions a bit, like Hellion with some Vikings to deal with Hellbat drops, and I really wouldn't mind seeing something like that, but since Bomber had to switch his strategies back, I think we were going to see something pretty standard out of him. And for Flash, Flash is probably just going to macro up his Hellbat drops very normally.
Yeah. Now, on this map, because as you can see on the upper right side of the map and the bottom left, there's no way to put anything, at least ground-wise, down there to check for drops. So it's pretty easy to sneak in somebody's base and surprise them here.
All right, well, we do actually have the slightly quicker factory here for Bomber. Second gas is going down for both players as well. Command center is pretty well lined up. Nothing too special going on here. Both of them even getting their reactors going quite quickly.
And so, we're going to have to wait and see when they do start to engage each other. Let's talk about something, Artosis.
Well?
I saw Star Wars Empire Strikes Back yesterday.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, you're going all through those again.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of Star Trek.
Really? Yeah. Really? I'm on a Star Wars phase right now. It's actually weird because I haven't watched. I mean, I guess I hadn't watched it in years, you know.
Yeah.
And to see.
Oh no! Every now and then I just
puppet
rewatch.
Yoda.
Oh yeah.
There's kind of an income when they get to what is that swamp planet? Dagobah, right?
Dagobah system.
Yeah, man. Yoda's all like kind of weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When he's talking, like he's like whacking R2-D2 with the stick and stuff.
Yeah,
and then
he's a little bit wild.
Then he's like, no, he's like, I'm Yoda.
Yeah.
He's like, you need to be patient, Luke.
Yeah,
I'm like, weren't you just whacking the robot like an hour ago? Like, it's kind of weird.
It's how he relaxes.
But it's actually a good movie. I love it. I think it's the best Star Wars movie.
It might be. It might be. That can be argued though. Now, look at this. Flash actually has put Widow Mines very quickly on the side. Oh my god, this is actually awesome by Bomber. Flash has put Widow Mines on the sides of his base. He scans, sees exactly what he expects for Hellbat drops, but it's double reactor factory. So we're actually probably going to see mass Hellions out of Bomber.
This is really smart. This is an older strat.
Yeah, this is something you almost never see. Like, ever. This is awesome. And he's also... Because exactly what Flash scanned is exactly what he expects, but it's not what he thinks it is.
Yeah. Now, this is a very mineral-intensive attack here. So you're going to crank out a bunch of them and hit the front right now and try to take out as many workers as possible. This is kind of an anachronistic build. We saw this a lot more in like year 1 of Wings of Liberty.
Yeah.
These phases where they just pool a bunch of Hellions and then just all of a sudden, if the other guy wasn't prepared, the damage output was just too high.
This is such a cool build by Bomber. Really huge kudos to him for trying this, man. This is really cool.
Well, it's funny, too, because he said, okay, I don't know what I'm going to do now. I thought the patch was going to be out.
No, it's very MVP-esque the way he's trying to go about this. Now, let's see. The first Hellbat drop is coming. There's going to be a second rather quickly here from Flash.
You know what's smart about this is if Flash is making Hellbats, the Hellions are much more nimble.
Yeah.
They actually can completely avoid the Hellbats.
Yeah, you can just kite them all day.
Yeah.
It's very true. Now, we do have a couple Vikings here waiting. Oh, my God. This could actually be really good for Bomber. If he slaughters his first drop and goes for a counterattack, could work out.
He's boosting the medevac now. Can he pull the SCVs out in time? No. No, absolutely no. They didn't even move it first.
Yeah. And he is going to lose this medevac pretty quickly here to 3 Vikings. So.
How many kills was that there?
Let's see. 3.
3 kills. So
not bad. It doesn't matter. That's fine.
Now he takes out the Hellbats. And the Hellions are now going to move out. Now notice, he only used a little part of his army to defend that.
Yeah.
He used what would look like a normal amount of Hellbats. But if this Wallen gets up...
The Wallen is up.
It is up. Excuse me.
But this is a lot of Hellions. 20 of them, in fact, coming up. You can't really repair against this. And in fact, the Widow Mine taken out. Look at this. He's going to try to repair, but again, you can't
just get
really repair against this. Oh,
and
my
now
God.
Opening it up, but it's too late. He's already done so much damage here.
Oh, man. And look at this. He's landing his Vikings as well. He's going to take out that bunker. A lot of SCVs going down. And Bomber looking like he might be able to just take this game right away.
Completely catching Flash off guard. If Bomber wins this series, he might end up having to thank the fact that he wasn't able to do what he prepared for.
Very well said, Tasis. Now this is going to be a very nice victory if he gets it. Let's take a look. So far, 19 workers killed against 5.
Yeah.
But right now, Flash is counter-dropping. So there's still, this is not like the game is over yet.
All right, he's landing the Vikings now up here. Any extra damage he can do is going to be worthwhile. And it looks like he's now destroyed that depot. And this might just be so much that he can't really stop it because all the rest of the SCVs are just down inside the main. If he gets over there, it's just game over.
Part of the problem is, though, Tasis. Oh God, yeah, I think Bomber has it, but there's still Hellbats in his base, so he has to be careful about that.
So we haven't actually gotten a shot of this yet, but there are Hellbats actually wiping out Bomber's SCVs.
Yeah. But this is too much. This is way too many Hellions, and it looks like every SCV gonna fall.
All right, Bomber, you got a proxy racks in the next game, and you win, man.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so this drop's been going on this whole time. So the economy here is really bad right now.
Well, Flash's economy is non-existent.
Yeah.
His income is down to basically nothing. You know, he can micro that medevac as much as he wants with those 2 Hellbats in it, man, but...
What a funny game, actually.
Yeah.
All right, GG.
Well. It looks like Bomber has some good plans. Maybe he's trying to throw everyone off. He's like, oh no, I prepared for something that isn't here.
Yeah.
But in fact, He has one of the coolest strategies to counter Hellbats.
You know, it's funny because I had almost completely forgotten about that strat in TBT, and then we saw it. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
This works exactly like it does in Wings of Liberty in Heart of the Swarm.
Well, it worked out really, really well. You know, the best part of it was when Flash scanned, he saw a reactor factory making and a starport making. So, of course, you're like, okay, he's making 2 Hellbats and he's making a Medivac. No, he's making multiple Vikings and he has 2 reactor factories making Hellions. You are going to die.
Yeah, really nicely done. Now, here's what I'm wondering. What is the next move in Bomber's playbook? Strat 1 that he had to kind of improvise out here worked. He just has to win one of the next 2 games, and he will have beaten the best StarCraft 1 player of all time.
Yeah, and that is what a big victory that would be for him. That actually puts him up 2-0 in the group. Yeah, where it's him and Innovation up there, and Flash at 0-2. I mean, it's looking kind of obvious what's going to happen.
So, your Bomber, would you be cheesing in one of these games? That last build, by the way, is sort of cheesy, by the way. I mean,
you know what? What is the next map? I'm not sure.
Well, we'll be invited into the game soon, but is it Anaconda?
I'm not completely sure, actually.
We'll find out soon here.
Trying to get into this game.
But this is pretty exciting right now for Bomber because he wasn't quite prepared, but now the strats he's using are working, and that's what's most important. Are we not in game yet?
No, my computer's actually stuck trying to join.
Okay. Hopefully we actually get that preview PC in there. It's very helpful. The way we got it set up, the preview screen's here, and then we have another PC where we can go inside the game in case there's something we're not sure about. So,
turns out you can't cancel joining a lobby if you're joining a lobby.
Uh-oh. You're just stuck, man.
I guess I'm stuck.
We might have to let them know that you're stuck. They can start the game.
I did, in fact, let them know.
Okay. Well,
I guess I got to log out or something. But
whatever. I don't know. We'll figure it out in the next game. So, again, Flash down 1 game. This is a huge deal, actually, if Bomber manages to beat him. Very unexpected. I really thought it was going to be like a 2-0, actually, with Flash advancing. So this has got to be a stressful time right now for Flash as well.
Well, this is, I think it's a must-win for Flash because the way that the points work, if you have 2 2-0s and 2 0-2s, which is what this is lining up to be, there can't be a 3-way tie for second. You have to have one guy that's 3-0, right? And everyone has to be 1-2.
I think you're right.
Yeah, everyone has to be 1. There has to be 3 1-2s for a tie. So I'm pretty sure, actually, that if Flash doesn't win this series, he's out.
That's pretty scary. Well, unfortunately, we don't know the map yet, and we can't get into the game. We're having some technical problems right now.
Yeah.
You're just going to go ahead and try to log back in?
Well, I would if I remembered this password, but it's on my phone in the break room. So I guess that we're going to have
we'll try to get this solved for you guys as soon as possible.
No preview.
Because normally the game would have started by now. This is what is known as caster hell, where we just sit here and keep talking until this is eventually solved. Can't get in?
No.
All right.
Tell them to start without me, guys.
There's going to be a lot of guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, do you think Bomber is going to win this?
Yeah, I kind of do. He's
I think he is too.
Actually, he could proxy Marauder 2 games in a row, and he might pick up a win. He could proxy 2 racks. He could go all in Reapers. I don't know. There's a lot of choices.
I'm wondering actually because this is a weird situation where this is a piggyback broadcast. This is on GameNet thing. So I'm wondering right now if they're like one of the casters hasn't joined the game yet. What's going on right now? Well,
I think it got messed up because I couldn't get into the game, and
I guess.
Now they're probably waiting for me, but I don't know my password. So
where's that? Tell that goddamn caster join the game. We got to start. So we'll see what exactly happens from here. Flash could come back, but that last game was such a free win that it's pretty feasible that some form of cheese is incorporated in the next 2 games. Or Flash tries to cheese in one of the games and it just doesn't work.
He might. Flash is not against cheesing when everything's on the line. He'll do it.
That's true.
He has no problem with that. So we might actually see him pull something like that out.
All right. It looks like they gave up on us.
Yeah, thank God.
So we can probably start the game now. All right. The end of the map is Anaconda.
Yeah. Flash is getting ready, Tasteless. He's got the twitch going.
Yeah, man, whenever his eye gets twitchy like that before the game.
Speaking of which, join us on Twitch TV.
Yeah.
/WCS_GSL.
Yeah, guys, tell your friends to join us.
Flash's favorite streaming platform.
Streaming thing.
Yeah.
Well, once are we actually going to start this game? Now I'm starting to wonder.
Well, without my preview screen, we just don't.
We just don't know what's happening. Well, we'll see soon here. It looks like I know this camera shot, Artosis. Okay, we're gonna get the game going. Sorry for the delay, guys, and we're ready.